Anthony on Air Podcast back for another episode. Frankie C is here, and we are discussing COVID testing leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday. Senator Ted Cruz had an interesting tweet yesterday that we'll get into on that. Plus, the Pope has launched an investigation into one of those likes that he gave to, was it a porn star? I think it was, Frank.
I'm not sure. I thought it was a model.
It was a nudie girl for sure. Yeah.
I think it was a girl in a bikini. The account liked a post of hers.
Now there's an investigation on it, so we'll dive into that, of course. And a story of a man who was arrested in the middle of an interview for a job with the state police. So all that and more on this episode, brought to you by our good pals over at Hero Soap Company. Best soap that I've ever used in my entire life. You can save 20% off on a subscription. Details in the description below. We'll get more into that in a second. But let's hop right into this story of COVID testing. Now, Thanksgiving is this week. We're just a few days away from it. Everybody here in New York, at least, is being told, hey, try not to do those gatherings over 10 people. Try and space it out. Please don't travel. Please quarantine. Please get tested. All this stuff is going on. Gothamist has the story that the lines for these free tests over at City MD are going around the block and are just taking hours. And I've heard this. Somebody that I was talking to the other day was like, oh, it was like a 2-hour wait. And
you sure they're not voting?
Right. I mean, here's the weird thing about these tests too, is like, obviously they even though you're outside, they want you to be socially distant. So you're 6 feet away from the person in front of you. So it makes the line look even longer than it probably is, but they're still super, super long lines.
At least it's not raining like it was on election day.
That was a miserable,
well, here anyway.
Yeah, that was a miserable experience. Number of cases continue to go up, of course. That's been the story all around. Basically everywhere, but from what this Gothamist article is saying, New Yorkers are trying to get tested a lot more. I think it's a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to have my Thanksgiving, so I'm going to go get a test, and I'm going to go do my normal Thanksgiving anyway. I mean, don't you think that that's what it is? That's why we've seen.
Oh, it's got to be. If I'm hosting a party of 20, it's if everybody. I think it's reasonable if everybody got tested and confirmed negative. I mean, if all 20 people, I mean, I don't know how reasonable I don't know how reasonable that is in reality or how practical it is. But like to get 20 people tested and confirmed negative and then stay quarantined until Thanksgiving.
That's basically what you have to do, which is difficult for a lot of people because they're going to work or they're, still going shopping after the fact. One person at a City MD line on Atlantic Avenue near Nevin Street told the Gothamist that from the time he got on the line to the time he reached the front door, 4 hours.
That is insane.
4 hours.
Is that, I mean, there are other places to get tested, I'm sure, that, I don't know, though. I haven't been to, I don't think I've ever gotten tested yet. I haven't gotten tested. Have you been tested at all?
No, I've never, I've not been. My wife has, and because she wasn't feeling well one day a couple months ago, and when she went to go, they were like, hey, everybody needs to, everybody in the house needs to quarantine. But it was like on a Friday, and she, by the time Monday came around, had the results and everything. So it wasn't really, and obviously it was negative. So there wasn't really a need, for us to do it. But
right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are still up in the air about masks. It's ridiculous. Wear the damn mask.
I mean, look at this line. Look at this line. I'm sorry for the people that are listening. There's just a line of people down this city street.
That is that's a block long at least. I mean, that's crazy.
Absolutely crazy. But here's my thing: we're spending all this money on testing and fighting this that this virus and all these things. Like,
Hmm.
why are we not using technology for this? Why are we not setting appointment times? Why is there not a, I need a test. Okay, well, we can get you, don't go to, this particular place, go to this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't there one sort of
I'm
centralized?
sure. I'm sure that if you called, like if you are, you're the thing with appointments is if you need a test, chances are you need it as soon as you realize you need it.
Right.
Okay. So appointments are a little up in the air with that. So if I could fit you in Wednesday is not going to work. If I need a test now, I should be able to get a test now. Secondly, if if I have a place in mind that I want to go and it's a mile from my house, you should be able to call. Someone there should be like, well, the line's out the door. It's probably a this much time wait, you
Right.
know, and maybe there should be a connection of like, well, I know that over at this place, the line is only 15 minutes long,
That
whatever it is.
that's what I'm saying. They need there should be, why do we not have a centralized testing system in place where, okay, I need a test and I can go and say I need a test, and they can point it out to me and say, well, we can get you, you might have to travel another 20 minutes, but you can get in at this time here. Or we know the line. Like, why are there not virtual queues in place? It's 2020. I mean, have you seen Disney World in the last,
Well,
like, whatever? I mean, they can
that's true.
control these
They
queue
figured it
lines.
out.
Yeah, they figured it out. Why don't we go to Mickey and see if we can get a better system in place? So they said, we got 4 hour lines. People are standing outside. There's zero technology. There's zero
Yeah, but then you
algorithm
got
used
those.
for this. It's like, it's
Then you got those
insane.
people with the fast passes that you just want to punch in the face. You know, hey,
Well, I'm not saying we got to implement the fast pass system, but I'm
all
saying
right.
if you had a system like that where you knew in a specific borough or a specific area how many people needed tests, how many locations give out the tests, how long it's taking them per location, and how many appointments that they have set already, I bet you could expedite this way better than it's being done right now.
Well, that is the problem with the current system. There is no structure in place. There's no national testing strategy in place, and that is one of and sorry, and that is one of the complaints about the handling of this pandemic.
I mean, they are saying a lot of what I'm reading is coming from the fact that the reason why there's a bit of a a bump right now, is because Halloween, and that a lot of people didn't really listen at Halloween, and they went to Halloween. Now, the trick or treating wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
issue, I don't think, because we went trick or treating. It
It's
was
probably parties
fine.
and stuff.
It was the parties. Yeah, it was people being inside at the parties, and that was a big issue. And I think we're in for a real slam after this, because I think people are just going to do their Thanksgiving the way that they always did, and they're not going to take proper precautions. And your only hope is that we don't lose grandma before Christmas. I mean, that's my only
Yeah,
hope,
you're
if
hoping that if you say pass the cranberry sauce, that it doesn't come with a side of COVID.
yeah,
You don't want to sit there. I don't want anything else. Just the cranberry sauce, Grandma. Come on.
yeah.
But I think that the problem is again, there's no strategy. There's no strategy. There's no structure in place, and we have no plan. That's been the problem since day one. There's no um, leader telling us this is, hey states, this is how you're supposed to do this, and that's the problem, and that's why a lot of this is not being handled the right way. Also, I don't know if remember a while back there was that app that New York set up.
Right.
Is there something I haven't downloaded it? I know nothing about it, and to be honest, I haven't heard anything about it since it was announced that day.
Yeah.
Is there anything on that? Maybe. I mean, that
There should be. I mean, that's
tells
where
you testing
yeah,
places.
that's where we should do it through. There should be something. I mean, again, like, even when I had to get a blood test not that 2 3 years ago, whatever it was, like, I was amazed. I forget which place I went to. It wasn't City MD, but it was one of these places. there wasn't even a receptionist there. There was like a screen, and like I remember when I got the appointment, it was a time range. It was like, oh, just come on Tuesday between like 12 and 3. I was like, this is weird. And then I get there, and there's no receptionist. There's no like person running the front desk. Like you just click on the screen. Okay, this is me. Here I am, and this is what I needed. And then it was like, okay, they're like, oh, sit and wait. I waited for like 15 minutes, and somebody came from the back. Was like, hey, we're ready to do your thing now. Like,
Yeah, that's well. It wasn't. How long ago was this?
within the last 2 years.
All right. Well, there wasn't a pandemic, and there wasn't hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people waiting in
No,
line for a
but what I'm
test.
saying is they had that system in place where it was like, oh, okay, you need like people need blood tests all the time for everything, for every situation. They were like, come to this. It was like I had my choice between different offices in the area, and it was like, come to this one at 12 between 12 and 3. And I went in, and there was no wait, there was no line, there was like 2 other people there, and I got my
Because you
thing.
called ahead.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We need for like I'm saying this technology is probably 50%, 75% already there. We're just not
Yeah.
utilizing it and using it or being instructed to use it.
The system should be that I'm planning to get a test. Ugh. All right, the system should go like I'm planning to get a test today. I'm going to City MD on whatever street. So I'm going to call and say I'll be there in 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so they take that information. They go, oh, that's another one. They make a tally, and they just go off of that number, expecting this many people. Like, if you called ahead, leave your name, and maybe there's someone going up the line, saying, "Did you call? Did you call? Did you call?" If you didn't call, back to the
Yes,
line, or
but
go to this other place.
it's like when I go to the Apple store, I got it sometimes in the heat of the moment when there's like a big release, I have to make an appointment, and I do it through my app. When I want to go pick up a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, I tell
Yeah.
them, I would like this coffee, and I'm
If Dunkin'
15
Donuts could
minutes
figure this
away.
out,
Exactly. And then
our government should be able to.
Tell us when you're here. And then I go, hey, Duncan, just pulled in the parking lot. Here I am. And in 5 seconds, somebody comes out with a piping hot cup of coffee for me.
Yep.
Okay, am I wrong? How do we not have this for the
You're
freaking
not wrong.
pandemic? It doesn't make any sense.
A lot of these people, the people who run the government, bro, don't shop at Dunkin' Donuts. They're not aware of this technology.
Because when I go on for
They're getting their own
Apple,
coffee at their.
yeah, when I go on for Apple, it goes, okay, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? This has an appointment on this date? So there should be a thing of, I need a test. And they go, okay. And they know how many people need a test and how many people have chosen locations and appointment times. And they can go, okay, guess what? Unfortunately, Monday at whatever time, Thursday at whatever time. Like, you need to wait a day and a half now so we can get this done right way. Instead of having people just killing time waiting online. Like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's why there's no national plan set up. It's basically a free for all. Come as you are. Come whenever wherever you want, whenever you want, and there's no plan in place. It's like this all over the country. The difference is being in New York. There's far more people going, like as opposed to Kansas.
Yeah.
So it's a little easier, I guess. But then again. How many tests are available in Kansas? I don't know.
I don't know. We got to get more info on Kansas, though. It seems like. Wait until you see what Senator Ted Cruz tweeted yesterday. But here is Hero Soap Company, a proud sponsor of this episode. They are the absolute greatest soap that I've ever had. You want to talk about technology? You can go on their website, click the link in the description. You can go on their website and say, I need 2 bars of soap sent to me every single month. And they will do it for you. And then if you go, you know what? I need a 3rd bar. Or if you go, hey, I ordered 4 bars of soap a month. I'm not using 4. Let's knock this down to 3. No problem. No issues.
I just want to test out a bar of soap. If I want to test, I make an appointment for a bar of soap. Bar of soap comes, and that's how easy it is to get a test bar of soap.
Simple and easy. Everybody who's, by the way, bought just 1 bar of soap has gone back for more, and a lot of people are signing up for those subscriptions because you can get 20% off on your soap when you use the promo code Anthony. But if you just want to buy a bar of soap, you can do so without a problem. They have tons of great different styles. Peppermint. They have this is the spearmint, which I like. They have lavender. They have a lot of great aromas, by the way, with no fake aromas or toxic chemicals in there, no parabens or anything like that. They're 100% pure. It's 100% made here in the USA. It is a veteran-owned company. And when you buy a bar of soap, they send a bar of soap over to the troops. And they also take a little bit out of their kick every month and donate it to causes that build homes mortgage-free for our veterans. So super nice, super lovely. You'll be supporting the podcast by supporting a great American company like Hero Soap Company. So grab a bar of soap today. Like Frankie said, get a test bar, and then you can go from there if you want to get a subscription.
It's easy to get a test bar from Hero Soap Company.
Yeah, basically. Wow, look at this line. Holy cow.
It's ridiculous.
Wait,
man.
look at this.
I feel like
I want to show you the Cruz thing, but this is a video that just came up. Look at this. Look at this guy just going around the corner. Hours to wait for a line. Look at that. Did you see that all the way back there?
Goes all the way up the block.
Down the block.
Yeah, shouldn't be like that.
Insane. Absolutely insane. All right, Ted Cruz tweeted this, and it harkened back to maybe one of the worst times in my life. I'm going to tell you the story, Frankie C. But he tweeted this yesterday. It's a picture of a turkey. It has a star over it. I would love to know who his social media person is, because this design sucks. But he has a star. I mean, is that a Lone Star State thing? Because he's Texas? I don't even know.
That probably. But
it's a star. It's a black star. It's a black silhouette of a turkey, and it says, "Come and take it." Evoking this idea, I understand, as if people are out to steal everybody's Thanksgiving from them.
It's a war against Thanksgiving. Everybody be careful. They're coming for your Thanksgiving. I can't anymore with this bull. Can I say it? This bull crap, man.
It's bullshit. Yeah, you could say it.
All right, bullshit.
You could say
I can't.
it.
It's just this fear mongering. It's just unbelievable. It's nonstop.
Yeah. So listen, if you're, if you think you can successfully pull off a Thanksgiving amongst your family without having any issues, without putting other people in any sort of danger when your family goes back to work, school, so on and so forth, whatever, do Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't think anybody's trying to stop. There's so many different people in situations. It's hard, to mandate one single thing. So, if you can successfully do Thanksgiving with the windows open, or, low ventilation or distancing or whatever it is, everybody's healthy. They don't go into a workplace anyway, and whatever it is, figure it out on your own. I think that's the thing. But, you got to be a little cautious when it comes to certain things. But either way, even still, when people are encouraging you to exercise caution,
nobody's stealing anything from you. They're just trying to help you. Just look out for each other. That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's really, I believe that in my heart of hearts. Look, and we're gonna get to the war on Christmas, because again, I have to tell this story, but there's this idea of everybody's trying to just steal everything. Like you cannot steal Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a holiday, yes, but it's a state of mind. It represents something bigger. It's impossible to steal. You cannot steal it. Nobody's trying to take it away from anybody else. Thanksgiving will be normal next year, after vaccines are in place, after hopefully this is all under control. Should not be an issue. Nobody tried to steal 4th of July from you, right?
I'm sorry, but there are some stupid people who think by telling you to be safe, they're taking away your freedom in some way. They're telling you, they're doing this so that we're all together on the same team, trying to look out for each other. That's the motive here.
Yeah. There's nobody. I could just see people writing, "Man, you guys are so suckers, falling for it." The agenda. You're gonna get snowed. They're coming for you. Get the hell out of here. There's nobody. There's no group of people that were in a room going,
What do we take from them
What
next?
are we stealing from them now? Should we take Thanksgiving? We should. Should we take 4th of July? Nah, leave them 4th of July. Let's just take Thanksgiving. You're right. Let's just take Thanksgiving. We'll leave them for like
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
we're
Stop
low on
it.
turkeys this year.
It,
Thanksgiving's got to go.
it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So,
There's people that will believe when someone puts a conspiracy out there. There are people that just eat it up
hey,
because it's something different.
I am not immune to this. I don't think any human being is. We love a good conspiracy theory.
That's true.
We
That's
love
true.
it, and we love to share it on social media. And we have no problem, like propagating some things sometimes unintentionally.
Yeah, but when people take it so seriously, like they're come take it from me, my turkey. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Like there's a
What are you
meme
doing?
going
This
around
isn't
here.
aliens. This isn't UFO conspiracies. This is a holiday.
Yeah. There's a meme going around here in New York where it's just like you're in a house, it's looking out the window and Governor Cuomo's eyes are like peering in the window to
That's
see.
kind of funny.
And it's funny because it's funny. Like
It's absurd.
like
Right.
nobody's going to be knocking on doors going, "Is there more than 10 people in here celebrating Thanksgiving and where's your address?" Like that's not like if that were the case,
No.
we would be on the conspiracy theorist side, but that's not going to be the case. It's not going to happen that way.
They're
So,
strongly advising. It's just take extra precautions
yeah.
and just be as safe as you possibly can be, which means when you go out to public places, wear a mask. That doesn't just help you, it helps everyone around you.
People forget that like our politicians, our scientists, even though some may be more skilled in areas and more intelligent in areas, they're just
That's
people.
for sure.
They're just people. And at the end of the day, it's like, if that decision, I always say, put yourself in those shoes. If you're the governor, if you're the mayor, if you're the president, put yourself in that shoes. These people come in and they put something on your desk and you have to make a choice. Do I warn people about the dangers of gathering or do I not? And then everybody gets to make their choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not this grand conspiracy that people are like, right. I said, sitting there going, what can we take away? It's not that Governor Cuomo's a bad person or these are people.
These are our leaders.
They're trying to do their job to the best of their ability. Now, you may have an issue with how well they're doing their jobs and things of that nature, and that's okay with me. You can have all the opinions you want on it. But at the end of the day, I don't think anybody grows up going, like these are Disney movie characters. Nobody's like, I'm going to grow up and be the guy who takes away Thanksgiving from everybody. It's
always been my dream. That canned cranberry sauce has to go.
Yeah, mom and dad abandoned me on Thanksgiving, so now I'm going to take it away from everybody else. And here's my superhero. It's like it's not.
And the same people who think that people are trying to take away Thanksgiving, if our leaders didn't tell us to do anything, then they'd be claiming that our leaders aren't doing anything.
Yep. Yeah. Because we're all
now that they tell us to do stuff, they're like, well, I don't agree with that stuff.
Because we're all children. At the end of the day, as no matter how old and mature we are and what we're in charge of, we're all children who want things our way and want it now. So let's talk about the war on Christmas. So I'm on the air. I'm doing mornings at the radio station here in New York, in Long Island. And this war on Christmas thing was very hot at the time. So I go, let me look into this. Let me find out what's going on. And the story at the time was Starbucks, a coffee company, had put out a red cup that had nothing on it. No Christmas tree, no Santa. Every year Starbucks put out some fancy design. And in this particular year, the cup was just red. And the story was that this is all part of the war on Christmas, and Hannity and whoever else was doing it, and the conspiracy theories and everything else like that. So I go, that's weird. I, in a stupid way, because I'm a Christmas idiot, like, I'm one of these people that's already listening to Christmas music week before Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
Right. And if you hate me for that, it's okay. I actually appreciate you for that because you should, because I shouldn't be this way. But
I hate you for a whole different set of reasons.
but I go, why? I look forward to the cups. I wonder why they are blank this year. Okay. And what I found out was they made them blank that one year because they wanted people to draw their own holiday designs on it, submit it back to Starbucks, and then one of those cups, or 3 or 4, whatever they were going to choose, was going to be the design for the following year. You know,
it's a cool promotion.
It's an amazing promotion because you can't turn it around in the same season because of how many you have to produce and make and ship everywhere. So they were like, well, let's let people design their own holiday cups, and then next year we'll put them out and it'll be great. And that turned into, they're trying to steal Christmas.
That's just what they want you to think.
So on this particular morning, I'm telling this story because there was this plan devised by the conspiracy theorists on how to restore Christmas, which was that instead of, when you go to Starbucks and order your drink, instead of giving your name, Anthony or Frank, you would just say Christmas. And so they'd have to write Christmas.
How diabolical.
You'd be forcing this global corporation to put Christmas back into Christmas by writing Christmas on the cup. So I'm telling the story, and I'm going through the whole thing, right? Go to a break, go to the phones, pick up the phone, and this woman goes, "Aunt, I have this great thing for you." And I'm like, "Awesome, what is it?" She goes, "Next time you order a coffee from Starbucks, tell them your name is Christmas." And I was like, I can't. I literally slammed my head against the desk. I was like, were you not listening to everything I just said? Nobody's trying to take Christmas from you. Stop it already. So that was the Starbucks thing last year, or 2 years ago, whenever it was, of like the Christmas. You know, people are taking Christmas away. Like, look, see, here's the next thing. Starbucks is now afraid to do Christmas because it's like just
celebrate Christmas. You want to say Merry Christmas to everybody you know? Say Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
No one's stopping you.
Yeah.
You want to decorate your house like National Lampoon? Decorate your house. Do whatever you want. It's Christmas. It's great. Send presents to everybody in the world. Nobody's stopping you. This war against Christmas?
It's the war against Christmas.
There's no war against Christmas.
By the way,
it's unbelievably stupid.
I'm a Christmas guy. I'm what am I? Catholic? Yes, I'm a Catholic, I think. I don't know if I have to reapply for. Is there a re-up? Do I have to re-up anything?
I don't think you have. I don't know. I don't think you have. You still have your membership card. I think you're good for another few years.
Not sure. Between Costco and the Catholicism, I can't keep track of all the rules. One of them, you can only use a Visa. I don't know how it all works. Obviously, I'm not good at it. But my point is that I myself have started just saying Happy Holidays because I can't tell who's Jewish, who's Muslim, who's celebrating.
That's great.
I have no idea.
Wrong with that.
Yeah, I used to go to people, go, "Oh, Merry Christmas." I go, "Oh, I'm Jewish." I go, "All right,
it just saves you a step.
It just saves.
Happy Holidays saves you a step.
Happy Holidays saved me a step, and that is exactly why I started just saying Happy Holidays.
It's the lazy man's Merry Christmas. That's all it is.
That's exactly what it is. That is exactly.
You don't
what
want
it
to
is.
go through the steps of, well, I don't celebrate Christmas. Oh, okay, then Happy Holidays. If you want to avoid those 2 sentences, you say Happy Holidays.
And if you know me, avoiding talking to people is exactly what I want to be doing.
That's why you're on a podcast and not speaking in front of crowds or anything. I mean, it's not rocket science. Sometimes the simplest explanation is the right one. And it's all, there are people who don't celebrate Christmas, and that's fine.
Yeah.
If you say Happy Holidays to them, this internet, if you say Happy Holidays to them, you're not taking anything away from Christmas.
I don't take offense if somebody says Happy Holidays to me. I go, yeah, you too.
Not at all.
I used to say Chris Mahana Kwanzaa for a little while there. I like that one too.
That's something.
I like Chris Mahana Kwanzaa. That's one of my
And then Festivus, you got to throw Festivus in there.
I know. Then you're leaving out the Festivus people. That's a whole nother issue.
They'll be offended. It's a war on Festivus now.
And let me tell you something. Out of all the people you don't want to offend is the Festivus people because they got that big pole. That's part of their thing. They'll start swinging
right
it
up
around.
your.
Yeah.
The chimney.
So let's talk about the Pope, Frankie. See, they're launching an investigation now because um, on the Pope's, I believe it was his Instagram account, he liked a sexy photo of Natalia Garaboto. And
She wasn't
since,
naked or anything. She was just in a bikini, I believe.
yeah, but still for the Pope,
Yeah. Okay.
there
All
she
right. It was a
is.
school. Well,
Schoolgirl outfit's
being a
not helping.
schoolgirl outfit is that's not helping anything. No,
It's not helping anybody's
that's not good.
cause. Yeah, that is not that's not working right now for the Pope or anybody else. But yeah, so
Yeah, I sincerely doubt it was the Pope himself who did that.
the Vatican is launching an investigation because they say that the like on the photo, which was up for, let me see here, almost a day, reports started surface. That's what's so crazy about the internet. On the 13th, that his verified account liked her post, and then they unliked it on the 14th.
You know, a lot of things. Sometimes you like something by accident. You hit the button because you're scrolling.
Yeah,
That could be. Or this person, the model, maybe she, is a very big active, someone who supports the church, and they support her back. I don't know. There could be anything to this story.
sources told the Catholic news agency that an internal probe was underway into the act of liking her Instagram pic of her dressed in a very racy schoolgirl uniform. Sources told the outlet that the Pope's social media accounts are being managed by a team, and that's what sucks. Like, this is why this is a great story for any media, because if it's true, it's amazing that the Pope is peeping on, chicks. And if it's not true, it's also, and unfortunately, it's also going to be something for people to drool over, because someone's getting fired for being on the Pope team and liking racy photos,
Right.
of chicks.
Plus, again, it's one photo. If it was like the account liked like 10 photos in that one day, that's
Right.
not an accident, I don't think. But if it's one photo, it could have been a slip of the thumb as you're scrolling. I think it's a little more innocent than everybody's blowing it up.
If they discovered that Pope Francis subscribes to her OnlyFans, you're saying it would be a bit of a bigger issue.
That might be a bigger issue, yeah. Then again, is it Pope Francis or is it his team?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess it's his. I mean, look at Pope Francis, for the love of Pete. I don't think he uses Instagram, but maybe he does. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe he does.
he could.
You know what I mean? Like,
He could.
who doesn't just pick up that phone and just
Well,
roll
actors.
through their feed really quick?
There,
And
there are actors, celebrities who don't manage their own accounts. They have people do it for them.
yeah,
Why the Pope, I'm sure, is extraordinarily busy, and I'm sure he's allowed to post something whenever he wants. But I'm sure there are people also who do it for him. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't even
That's
know
a busy guy.
I don't even know what I've done with my phone. I can't even find it. I was looking at Natalie's photos earlier in the other room, and now I can't.
Yep. Did you accidentally like any of them?
I don't know. I have some.
Or did you intentionally like any of them?
But I was gonna ask you, like, do you think the Pope think he did it? Like, he could. Like, okay, let's talk about this. The President of the United States, the Pope, the Boris Johnson. Let's talk about Justin
There's
Trudeau.
the difference.
Like, all these world leaders, right?
Yeah, there's the difference. If it was the president of the United States, I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
I know, but that's because you just don't like the president, the current president. But let's say,
No.
like, Angela Merkel,
No. It's based on his public persona.
Okay, but I don't want to get into it. My question for you
Like
is,
or not like. Yeah.
my question for you is, like, world leaders, have, like, Pope level people, heavy responsible people who are whoever the president of Coca-Cola is, right?
Right.
Do you think they're on their phones just rolling through Instagram, looking at hot chicks, hot dudes, whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think it's a good question because I think a lot of their stuff, like their phones, they have government issued phones that are like screened, and like
Right.
totally protected, that they can't do anything crazy and weird on. And then they have their private phone that they could scroll through Instagram and perv on people. But if they're,
Do they
I
have
don't think they're
private phones?
using
Because
their
I don't think the
official
president.
accounts.
I don't think the president of the United States can have a private phone. I think he used to.
No, he can't.
I think Obama had, but I think they got rid of that with, or maybe they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think he could. If he has one, I don't think he could use a private phone at all. I think everything has to be through his, through the government. Everything on his phone and whatever his phone calls, all his stuff has to be protected and
Yeah.
logged and
Because you can't have them getting
cataloged and all that
hacked.
shit.
You can't have them getting
Right.
hacked in. Plus, I mean, obviously for other illegal stuff, but you don't
So
want. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's the same with every leader. The Pope or prime ministers, presidents. I think they're all given government issued or Vatican issued or whatever issued phones that are secured somehow.
All right, but do you think social media is on? You think their Instagrams are on there? Their Twitters are on there?
Well, officially, like there's an official Pope account, there's an
That's
official president. Those are
okay.
all on there.
Right. So, do you think that they are? Because okay, let's talk about what Ant does in his personal time. When I got 5 minutes to kill, or if I'm waiting for
Who,
something,
say it again. Who?
me, I go on my
Oh, okay.
Instagram and I take a look at, or my TikTok, and I take a look at all
Yeah.
the stuff that interests me, which is incredibly lame if I admitted it to you. But that's so that's what I do. I look at food
I'm sure
grams,
they have
and
free time. They do that.
so this is
Why
kind of fun.
not?
This so that
Everybody does. Everybody scrolls through stuff. I mean, I'm sure the presidents and the leaders of the world do the same thing.
so this is possible that this was really the Pope, and we may never know because somebody might have to take the bullet for him. Like
Could be.
even if he doesn't manage his own accounts, does he have access to it? Is he looking at it?
I'm sure he's got to have access. If not,
Do you look at it on your main account, or are you smart enough to have a social media team that sets up a burner account for you so that so that you can look through all the smutty things you want to see and not have to worry about accidentally liking it?
I'm sure that a lot of people do have burner accounts that are there incognito or okay, hold on.
It doesn't post, but they still, yeah, just so they can like scroll and see. Yeah.
Yeah, because they react to things. You see, like the president or whoever, when some people post something or there's news going on, you see that account. If it's not the president himself or if it's not the Pope himself, you see people react to things that are on Twitter or whatever.
I got to get a burner account. I still do not have a burner account.
Why do you need a burner account?
I don't know.
See,
I feel like because I'm gonna like something one day that I'm not gonna want people to know that I liked.
nobody cares what you like, though. It's not, you're not a leader of a
True.
you're not a leader of a country. You're
True.
not some controversial. You can like whatever you want.
I wish I had my phone on me. I don't know where I left it actually because I wanted to show you because I actually showed my wife this the other day. Instagram just introduced Reels, which is
I saw that. Yeah.
it's a copy of TikTok. So when you like something, depending on what your viewing preferences are, what you follow, and everything like that. When you go to search something on Instagram, when you go to that search page, it shows you a suggested list of stuff. Like there's like a whole bunch of pictures and things that are in there, okay, that are based off of your habits. So I showed this to my wife the other day. She was fascinated by it. If you go to the search page, Frank, you'll see a list of things, a list of photos and videos and things from Instagram
That they think you might like.
that they think you might like. So I showed
Well, that's
my
always been there.
always been there. So I show my wife,
Yeah.
I go, look at all the stuff they're suggesting to me. It was essentially three things. It was hockey, it was food, and now it started to become a little bit more Disney Christmas stuff. Okay. Those are the 3 or 4 things that my Instagram suggests to me based on what I'm following and what I'm viewing all the time. So I roll through this and I go, look to this. Do you see any big hootie girls or any pictures of rear ends or anything like that? She goes, no. I go, now let's go to the suggested reels. And when you go to the suggested reels, Every single reel was a girl shaking her ass or shaking her hooties around the screen. Every single reel was a chick dancing
Where
in a tight thing. What?
I don't see that. Where is Reels on my? I don't see anything.
It might just be on your regular feed, not on that search page. I mean, there's probably one reel in
Yeah,
the
I'm
top.
looking at my regular feed.
Oh yeah, I get it. Like every now and then, it'll just give me a line of like you probably see three at a time across.
Like I don't see anything. This is just an ad that scrolled by.
Yeah, yeah. As you scroll up your feed, it should give you the reels.
Oh, it's like as you go, like it's like an option.
It's just like a suggested thing, like, oh, hey, maybe, like, you know how sometimes you're midway through your feed and it'll show you stories. It'll be like, here, everybody updated their stories that you follow.
Oh, okay. It's just like a little thing that you can.
Yeah, like,
I haven't been on Instagram in a long time, so I don't know.
yeah.
I
I
haven't
just,
seen any of that yet.
it's so, I found it so hysterical. It's so transparent to me that they're like, that if we're gonna get people to use reels, sex sells and sex sells the best. That's what we're going with. Forget
Let's
that
get
this
some
person
hoodies up there.
Yeah, forget that this person watches nothing but fucking food videos. Just let's give them some TNA and let's get them hooked on reels.
My whole suggested thing is Star Wars and hockey and Metallica.
So there you go, ladies. If you're dating some guy and you want to know his true who he really is, if you go to that search page on Instagram, you just hit the search thing, and everything on that list is going to be the things that he's been looking at for the last little while. I'm sorry, fellas.
Yeah.
But it works basically for the fellas too. If you want to find out about your chick, you could do the same thing in the reverse.
If they have Instagram.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have Instagram?
Some people don't. Yeah, some people don't.
That's true.
A Washington man applying for a job with the state's police force got arrested mid-interview. 31-year-old guy admitted something that set off alarms as he was going through the background check and polygraph test for a gig with the Washington State Patrol last week. A person in the application process for a civilian job with the Washington State Police disclosed information that raised concerns of criminal activity, a police spokesperson said in a statement. Officials didn't divulge exactly what the man said, but it resulted in him getting cuffed on 2 counts of, I don't even want to say what this is because it's awful. Investigators said the incident happened years ago, but didn't provide more details. The creep's name wasn't released.
The creep's name. I love it.
God bless the New York Post. Could you imagine? By the way, what he did was the most despicable thing on the planet. You could probably,
fill in the blank.
Yeah. Why would you? How insanely stupid can you be?
Number one, to do that, and number two, to admit it in an interview with cops. Takes a special kind, my friend.
There was a story that was in Entourage, and it was based off of somebody. The guy who wrote the episode said it was based off of somebody, so I think it really happened, where this guy gets drunk at a bar. He comes outside and can't find his car, and he's like, "Son of a bitch! Like somebody stole my car." So he calls the cops. It's in the middle of the winter, so like, you want to just sit in the back of the squad car while we figure it out. So he's sitting in the back of the squad car, and he realizes he's got
get comfortable.
He's got warrants out for his arrest, and he didn't drive that night. so the cops ran all his info. They're like, all right.
That's like, when they do those scams, like you've won a free boat, come on down and pick it up. And that's how they get people, like, they do it in shows like The Simpsons and stuff. And they just get people with outstanding warrants to come down and claim their prize. And they just slap a cuffs on them as soon as they walk in the building.
Unbelievable.
Stupid people.
I mean,
there are some really dumb people out there.
Super dumb people. And they're trying to take away your Thanksgiving. So be careful, everybody. Watch out.
Yeah, don't be as dumb as they are and lose your Thanksgiving.
Exactly. All right, Frankie C. Fun episode today. Anything else? Yesterday was the JFK. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, so yesterday it's 57 years since the JFK assassination, November 22nd, 1963.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, is that the granddaddy of all conspiracy theories?
I feel like were there conspiracy theories before that? When was Roswell?
That is a great question. Yeah.
Roswell was probably the first conspiracy, like massive conspiracy theory, right?
Massive. Yeah. Right.
That had
Yeah.
to be in the 40s.
40s, 50s. I was gonna say. Yeah.
I think that had to be the first big one, and then I think that the biggest has to be. I mean, it's a close race, but I think the biggest has to be JFK now.
Well, what about I'm now because I think I agree on the biggest. What about Lincoln's assassination? That was probably hot at the time.
Yeah, but I don't think people thought of it as much of a conspiracy
True,
as
because they
much as it was
solved it.
just a guy who shot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. All right, so
I
Kennedy.
don't know
I would say
much about it.
Kennedy.
I don't know much about that.
No, yeah, I would say
Kennedy is a crazy one, man. It's just never ending stories and obviously movies and documentaries. And I guarantee, you go on YouTube, it's just an endless supply of movies and people with their own theories and footage. It's amazing that there was actually footage of everything that went on, and we still can't figure it out.
right.
1963. Who's gonna have? I mean, there was one civilian with a camera. I mean, there were a couple other cameras, but I think they were news cameras. But and just the theories is just never ending. And obviously the shootings that happened after that, with Oswald getting shot 2 days later.
Yeah.
It was just so many unanswered questions.
Why they were making him do a perp walk out in the middle of the public like that is so very strange.
That raises a million questions. Why would
Yeah.
that? This person's accused of killing the leader of the free world, and let's just walk him right into the middle of a crowd.
Yeah. So
It's
bizarre.
unbelievable.
So bizarre. But like you said, like if you go on YouTube and you go on some of these places, like everybody is like to this day, like the amount of conversation that's active about this topic that happened 57 years ago. I mean, it's a lot of people still talking about it like it happened yesterday. It's so damn
And
popular.
as the further we get away from it, the more people that were actually there just disappear. Just because of time.
Yeah.
I remember there was one documentary where the guy, the Secret Service guy, who was walking alongside the car, he's still around. The guy he was assigned to Jackie Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
He was her Secret Service agent, and he was running alongside the car. And when it happened, he jumped onto the car and protected her, and they drove off. But he was in a documentary. He gave his own interview and everything of what happened. And the problem, a lot of the conspiracies revolve around the fact that there were so many. The place where it happened, it was an echo. How many shots? Because when you hear a shot, you think, all right, that's one shot. But if you hear a shot and then you hear another, was that an echo or was that the same? Was that the same shot or was that two shots?
Right.
Did it come from this way, that way? It's never ending. And I don't know if there's anybody that knows what really happened, anybody still alive that knows what really happened.
Yeah, I don't know too much about this, so forgive me if you're hardcore into this, but I saw something, it was fairly recent, within the last 5 years or so, that they were trying to figure out the magic bullet theory and why and how things, and they were saying that it was actually incorrect how it's been presented because they just realized that what they were comparing their positions to was incorrect based off of the car. That the actual car, right, that the seat was pushed in or something a little bit more on this particular model or something like that.
Well, it was a specially designed car to give the back seat was raised a little bit.
Right.
And pushed out a bit. And then the front seat was down and like normal,
pushed in so that they can get to the back, I thought, or something like. All right, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the angle, the President Kennedy was up a little bit higher than the person in front of him, who was, I believe, I'm going to get it wrong, but I think the governor of Texas.
Governor of Texas, yeah.
Yeah, he was in front in the passenger seat. Kennedy was behind him, but he was raised a little bit and a little over to the right.
Right.
So the shots, apparently there was like 10 seconds, 3 shots in 10 seconds. And so many theories about that too. I mean, the type of gun, can you get 3 shots off in 10 seconds? And it's not easy, especially with that type of gun. It's a rifle. It was a rifle, and to do the whole action and then re-aim and then action, it's damn near impossible to do that unless you're intensely skilled at doing that, and on a moving target.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of this is up in the air, and people think there was a second shooter because of the angles. Again, the shot came from, well, what's his name? Oswald was up in the book depository, up how many floors,
Mm-hmm.
and if he shot Kennedy in the head, Kennedy would have went forward.
Right.
But again, the whole back and to the left thing. Why did he go this way? It's
Right.
such a weird thing, man. There's so many theories about it, and so many documentaries and different accounts, and who knows where it came from. That's why it had to have come from, in front of the car, because he went back this way.
Right.
It's never ending, man. There's just no way to know.
So weird.
Again, the further we get away from it, the less information we're going to get.
You think we'll ever figure it out, like solve it?
Unless it's already solved and it just comes out, I doubt it. I don't think I can't imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure new technology will come out, but I can't imagine something new being discovered unless it's already been discovered and is just being covered.
Well, what about like the car thing? Like that wasn't like being covered up. That was just, they didn't realize the model of
That wasn't
car.
that wasn't a recent. That was just not something that was popular, like well known. I guess it was always a thing. The car, on the other, by the way, was also destroyed. Either destroyed or complete. No, not destroyed. It was completely cleaned, like the day after or 2 days after. Like they didn't go over any. They didn't do what they had to do. They just cleaned everything, which is insane.
That is insane.
So it's never ending, like the way it was handled and the conspiracy. They went up to the book depository immediately. There were gun shells, and the gun was just sitting there. But they didn't take fingerprints. They grabbed it. They just picked it up. Yeah, look at this gun. Got it. They didn't handle it like you should handle a crime scene.
Crazy.
Of course, it was 1963, and I don't know what the standards were.
Yeah. According to Insider.com, they lay out 36 of the most popular conspiracy theories in the U.S., but they still list at the top JFK, Area 51, and then QAnon is the third one that they list right there.
That's a fairly new one. I don't know if that's the biggest.
Yeah, way new one. Which, by the way, I want to check in with my QAnon peeps because I think part of the
QAnon peeps.
Yeah, part of the theory was.
Did I miss a few podcasts? What QAnon peeps do you have?
Everybody's my peeps. Everybody's welcome on this podcast to watch. But part of the theory is that President Trump was here to stop the child rings, and that he was it was all gonna come to fruition over the 8 years of his thing, and now that we're, I don't know if he's gonna get that done.
Hell of a guy to spearhead that.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get that done in the next couple of weeks, as putting an end to all of that, all the trafficking and everything. So I'm curious to see what their response is for that, because I haven't seen or heard anything. Probably because
also, and he was also put in place to promote orange skin dye. I mean, 4 more years, we could all been orange. I don't know.
Supposedly, because we were doing a lot of the Ghislaine stuff, somebody put us in a QAnon thing at one point. Somebody told me that.
What thing?
Somebody was one of the big guys shared one of our episodes
Well, that's not about control. If anybody wants to share our
Yeah.
episodes, they share our episodes. We can't
Yeah.
control who does that. I don't know. A lot of this stuff, because it's conspiracy, you can't buy into most of it. It's just so many unanswered things. When there's facts, there's facts.
Listen to this. Some people believe that Truman Capote wrote Harper Lee's famous novel To Kill a Mockingbird.
I never
Scandalous.
heard that one. That's interesting. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Why would who
Not
cares?
only why would they think that, but why would he write someone else's book?
Yeah, I don't know.
And why would she take I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do a conspiracy theory podcast one day, or maybe we'll just
Maybe.
talk about
That'd be
doing it
fun.
like we talk about doing all the other things that we're gonna do and never do it.
I'm in. Hey, listen, I'll talk aliens and JFK. I'll talk about it all day. Let's go.
Well, we've talked
Only because it's fascinating. It's not like I believe most of it,
yeah.
but it's fascinating.
We've talked about aliens a bit on this podcast because it is fascinating and we're also entering this strange time now where for the first time ever, like it's been acknowledged that not that there's aliens, but UFOs have been acknowledged that we cannot identify what these things are. We don't know what they are, and the government is acknowledging that. And that's a huge step.
Yeah. But there's a huge difference between UFO and alien.
Huge difference. Huge difference.
But because we don't know what it is, doesn't mean it's from another planet.
But right, exactly. But there's also this thing of like before it was always like that was a weather balloon or that was this or there is no thing. Whereas now they're kind of like, yeah, we don't know the thing.
You know what's funny? Like 50 years ago, they had answers. It may have been wrong, but they at least told people it's a weather balloon. Now they're like, we don't know what the hell it is. They didn't even bother with the bullshit answer.
Yeah.
Like, it's a modern weather balloon. You don't even know about them yet.
Because I think that's the dawn of not particularly the cell phone camera, but the advances in cameras to begin with.
Yeah.
Cameras on our military planes, cameras on street like there's just it's you can't, like you said, you can't just go, oh, weather balloon. It's a lot more complicated now, and I think they know that.
Yeah, there are cameras everywhere now. The quality is getting so much better.
Yeah.
And they're honest, the more people in the country, the less likely things are going to be kept under wraps.
Right.
To involve so many people and not have one or two people slip, give the information out, it's not credible. It's not believable.
But you know what the other thing too is, and again, not to be a government defender here, I don't know if our government was lying to us because they were trying to cover up aliens as much as they didn't want to look weak or not know what they were talking about or know what something was because of other countries.
Yeah, that's possible.
Like what was misconstrued as an alien, whatever, might have been something from another country spying on us or doing whatever. And if the government doesn't, goes, I don't know what that is, it's not good doesn't look good for us.
Other countries are looking at us going, they don't know what the hell they're doing over there. They
right.
have zero capability to identify something in their own sky.
Right.
Well, there's got to be stuff like that. I mean, is there other Area 51-like things in other countries? Like, is there an Area 51 style conspiracy theory in Russia?
I don't know.
If there is, I have no idea about it.
But my only guess is that Area 51 in like France is like on the metric system. That my only guess.
That's cute. That's good. You're an idiot. No, what I'm saying is, like, we have our own.
Do you know what they call Area 51 in France, Frank? A royale with aliens.
It's like an area, 63, because, with the exchange. It's a different, the meters are different than whatever the 51 is. It's like 63 over there. You're an idiot. Just crack yourself up.
Remember from Pulp Fiction? Or, they don't have the quarter.
Yes, of course. I remember. It's a royale with aliens. Well, what do they call Sasquatch? I don't know. I didn't go into Burger King. That's it. We broke Anthony. Tune in next time when we try to fix Anthony Bring him back for another podcast.
I didn't get anything from Burger King.
He's gone. It's over.
That's funny shit.
If you're just tuning in and you want to skip ahead maybe another 2 minutes to get back to us talking, this is going to be a while here. Keep the clocks going.
Okay. I'm good.
That would make a good ringtone for anybody interested.
Oh man, that was good. Oh, that was good.
So yeah, I think definitely let's do a conspiracy theory episode. I think that would be fun.
Maybe we should. Yeah, I would, because I would love to know again, like the amount of people that reacted to us in Alaska and Australia. Like, I wonder. I know Alaska's part of our country, but I wonder if like Australia has, alien.
Their own alien. Like, there's a conspiracy about an alien crash. Like, are we the only country with a crash, like an alien UFO crash?
Yeah, like we can't be, right? We can't be. I'm sure there's other countries that have their little alien air, or do they? Is it? I don't know.
I have no idea. It's got to be, right? We're not the only country in the world. We're comparatively, we're tiny compared to like Russia and Europe. There's got to be other crashes that are, people are questioning, that people question. I don't know. I know that other countries have their versions of like Bigfoot.
Right.
Not necessarily Bigfoot, but there's the Loch Ness Monster.
Right.
There's Chupacabra. There's all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
But aliens, I don't know if other countries have. I'm sure they have. There was crop circles for a while there, but that was debunked. All that stuff was kind of debunked.
I wonder too, like, because you always see like people in the Midwest or Vegas, right? Area 51, like. I wouldn't peg that to be the most, like, wouldn't you think like China, like the Great Wall of, like, stuff that you can see from outer space? Like, don't you think that would draw more attention from aliens?
You think aliens would rather land by the Great? I feel like maybe they try to, don't know, haven't spoken to any aliens, but if I were an alien and I was trying to go undetected, I would try to avoid civilization. So that's why a lot of the stuff maybe happens in the deserts, in less populated areas. You don't see too many like videos and photos of stuff like over New York. It's mostly stuff like in the middle of the country.
True.
I mean, if they're trying to go undetected, then again, there was Phoenix. I remember watching that live. It was like 1994 or 96 or something. There was the Phoenix lights. It was all over the news, and nobody knew what the hell it was.
Oh yeah, they couldn't explain. Today. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. I remember that actually. The Phoenix lights.
It was just over Phoenix, and it was like a mile, 2 miles wide, and it was just these spotlights in the air, and nobody can explain what the hell it was. And they had thousands of witnesses, and I don't know how many people took video, but a ton of people took video, and so many people saw it, and they still don't know what it is.
Years ago, less years than I'm happy to admit, but 10 years ago or so, I get this email sent to me, and it's this video, and it's people. It's like a 10-second clip. You could probably still find it online. It's people, and they're looking up at the sky, and this alien, this UFO, clear as day. It's undeniably a UFO. Comes flying over there, and they're flying over their head, and they're looking at it, and they're turning their head, and they were watching this thing go by. And I see this clip, and I was like, "What the?" So then this is 10 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff could be faked, and
Well,
especially nowadays
hang
within
on,
the
hang
last
on.
10 years. Yeah, God.
So the internet is good, but not as good as it is now, where you can get it. So I'm like, how is this not first? Like the first thing I did, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I turned on the news, the local news, because I was like,
We're being invaded. It was a science thing. We're being invaded. This must be everywhere.
so I'm like, how have I not heard? And it wasn't like it was like, so I'm looking, I'm reading, I'm like, wait, it's a year or two older. I'm like, what the. I go to find out it was totally like if so I googled a video, and the next video I see is the same people, and they're reacting to like it was text in the sky. It was
See,
text that was flying.
this is the kind of person that will be sucked into every video that's out there and believe it without questioning anything. Just go, it's gotta be. That's it.
The first one was so. Listen, I'm gonna give me a little credit. I didn't go running out of the house screaming. Okay, I didn't.
Shooting a shotgun in the air.
I didn't totally panic, but I did. It did get me, and I did look into like, why is this not a
A
bigger
lot of stuff
deal?
is convincing, man.
And then I found like 17 more. There was just the most ridiculous stuff just flying through the sky. So people were like, "Oh my god!"
Is that the DeLorean? They could do, especially, what's weird, like as advanced as we get, the more advanced we get in our technology, the least likely it is to believe a video that you see that's,
Yeah.
something like that. Because maybe 30 years ago, you see something like that, it's way more believable because the technology wasn't there for us to fake it. But now anything could be faked, and it's unbelievable.
It's
What
true.
people can make look real.
It's true, and that's why, like, whenever like my wife comes up to me or somebody is like, "Did you see this thing?" and I go, "Okay, but what really happened?" Because I'm pretty sure that was. And then like as you go in and you dig and you look and you go, "Oh, that wasn't it. It was somebody who said that was it," or, it's always things are a bit more boring than we want to admit.
We're trying to find aliens because that would really be cool.
Yeah,
Let's all admit it. That would be
basically,
cool.
basically.
Give us something to do.
But to be honest with each other, we're all so sick of each other. We're just looking for something new to be.
Anybody else out there? What do we got? Is it?
I took a look around and saw what we have here on Earth. So if anybody's out there, I'd love to get to know you. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
That's basically true.
But I agree. We should do a conspiracy podcast.
We'll add it to the list of podcasts we plan on doing that we're never actually going to get to. I promise.
Right.
I promise you that. Promise you that for sure. Don't forget, sponsor this episode, Hero Soap Company. Best soap that I've ever had. Veteran owned right here in the US of A. Buy a bar. They send a bar over to our active troops. Then they take a little bit out of their own kick and they build homes for veterans returning from service. Truly extraordinary. They now have body wash, which is amazing. And they have one of those fancy schmancy boxes so you could get a bunch of product and send it to somebody as a nice little gift. So if you have a proud American who is tired of using Dove or one of these other flaky, awful soap. I was very particular on soaps before I found Hero Soap. I hated most soaps, actually.
Really?
Dove I didn't like. Lever I didn't like. I would do Irish Spring because it felt like the only one that was actually working. Like it felt the only one that there was actually like cleaning happening. The rest I felt so soap scummy-ish,
So now do you use the bar or are you
No,
liquid soap kind of guy?
I'm a bar guy. I'm a bar guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I go
I'm more of
bar.
a liquid soap.
Yeah, you're a liquid soap guy.
I am.
Well, now we'll get you a liquid soap. We'll get you a bottle from.
They do have it
from Hero Soap.
Hero Soap Company has liquid soaps.
Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, I hope they're going to be expanding because they have like a whole bunch of different bar. I always want to say flavors, and I know that's not accurate, but it's hard. Aromas, because it's just they're so like when you open up a thing of Irish Spring, you could smell it.
Yeah, scents. I think
When you open up one of these, like I said, it made my entire. Forget the bathroom. It made my entire bedroom because we have an ensuite. It made the entire bedroom smell nice. Like it was like really like whenever I open up a new one and I keep it in the thing, it's always just like, and it doesn't go away. Like when the bar gets down to like almost nothing, like then you can't really smell it that much. But as you're using it, it's still the aroma is amazing. It's really really nice.
Beautiful thing.
Get that Hero Soap Company link in the description or on the homepage of anthonyonair.com. And as I said, if you've ordered one already and you like it, hop on the subscription with the promo code Anthony. Make sure you use that so you can save 20% off of your subscription. So there's that. Anything else there, Frankie C?
Just want to tell everybody to be safe out there. Mask up. Take
Yes.
care of each other.
Yes.
And, just wash your hands. Use Hero Soap. And,
Scrub up, baby.
Washing your hands. Scrub it up, baby.
Second channel, you'll see the link at the end of the video here. Subscribe to our second channel. It's our highlights and one topic. We cover a bunch of different things in the podcast. So we've gotten a channel now, which Tim is doing and doing a great job at. So
Thanks, Tim.
If you want to see that, boom, one topic, that's your thing. Go on over there and subscribe. We have so many more subscribers to this channel than that channel, but we're just getting it started. But subscribe. Right. Go over there and subscribe because we're going to do some more fun stuff over there as well. That's it for us. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.